Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do a little experiment actually. So I'm going to explore whether playing a video game can actually help you and your golf. If you haven't been here before, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this, as well as reviews, coaching tips, and other fun videos. And if you tap the little bell icon next to that, you'll get notified of every new video I post. If you enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up down below. It really does help the channel, and it also helps other people like you find the videos like this. Okay, so we've loaded up PGA Tour 2K21 here. Other games are available, but basically what I think about this game, it's probably one of the most realistic games that you can get on any console in terms of the way the gameplay is. So, you know, when you're hitting shots, it's very realistic. The ball reacts as you would expect it to react. And other things as well within the game, including like the courses themselves, are extremely realistic and accurate. Anyway, this isn't a review of the game. This is just an experiment to see if it can help you in your golf. So we're going to load up a golf course here. There you go, that looks pretty good. Shall we load up Wentworth? So here we are. I'm going to play a few holes and see how it might help you. So first off, technically speaking, there are some things we can use visually to try and kind of help us with our swing. So first of all, you can kind of see how he sets up to the ball. You know, the way they've sort of made this game, they have made the technical parts of the swing quite accurate and quite correct. You see the swing he makes is actually quite realistic. It's not going to necessarily 100% help, but it's something that you can kind of take visually from it, especially if you're a beginner. Also, and you've got to stay with me a little bit here because it's a very loose kind of connection, but when you swing, you use your thumb to push the stick back and forth on the controller to make him swing. Now, there is a timing thing with this, so if you go quickly, it goes too fast and you end up hitting hooks, or you hook the ball left. And if you go too slowly, you can start to slice the ball, and again, you miss it the other way. So there's an element of timing within the way you have to use the controller and the way that you can make that swing for your golfer. You know, you can't say that there isn't an element of timing in a real golf swing. So as a beginner, timing of your swing is important to be able to hit the ball better and to be more consistent. Anyway, let's just finish this hole. Okay then, so when you get on the golf course for real, you will be looking at a hole from the tee, and visually that hole might suit your eye, or it might not. So obviously you might need a fade, a draw, you might have to hit it straight as you can. So you're going to be choosing a shape that suits you, or more advanced golfers tend to choose the shape that suits the hole. Again, time that one a lot better and see how much straighter it can fly onto the back of the green. You see we've got a little chip shot, and what I like about this game as well is it shows you on the green very clearly with a grid basically of what the undulation is on the green. So how much, you know, where the slopes are and how steep those slopes are. So generally speaking, if it's red, it's very steep. If it's green, it's not very steep at all. But it shows you the direction that the slope's going in. That's a skill that you will develop from playing golf more and more. So when I teach a lot of beginners, especially when they're putting or chipping, they're hitting it directly at the hole or the flag every time, not factoring at all how much that slope might move the ball away from that hole. So they hit it at the hole and then get confused why it moves away. And so I think, you know, something as simple as this in the game can actually show a beginner that you can't always hit it directly at the hole. Sometimes you have to use that slope to get the ball to funnel towards the hole. So again, you just use this kind of very simply. You can use this and move the aim slightly and then hit the shot. Ooh. It's close. There you go. So this is the other thing about the game that can really have an effect on helping a golfer, and that's club selection. So we're on the tee here. I'm going to zoom up to the middle of the fairway. You can see there's hazards down the right here that I obviously don't want to get to. So club selection for golfers when they're on the golf course, they'll hit the shot knowing that there's plenty of fairway up beyond those bunkers, but if they hit their driver, they're bringing these bunkers into play. Now, good golfers, and especially the tour professionals, they all factor in a bit of risk and reward, but they will generally play short of trouble or away from trouble. So I'm going to take one club less, take something that's guaranteed not going to get to those bunkers, and keep my ball in play that way. Or miss the fairway. But you see my point. They can teach those players club selection can be massively important for course management to miss and avoid those hazards, whether it's a bunker, a ditch, water. Play short of it or away from it with your club selection. It's the other part here. So again, I'm going to zoom up to the pin. It's in reach, but I only know that because it gives me my yardage with this club. So it tells me how far I can hit this club. Now, number one thing that I don't see players do is know their yardages. If you ask them how far their 7-iron goes, they all say 150. And if you ask them how far any of their other clubs go, they don't tend to know. Having a game kind of almost showing you that it's important to know how far your clubs go, because then you can make the appropriate choice. Pin is 202 yards away, and I'm going to hit it 196 in the air. So I can choose this club knowing that it's going to typically be uphill, so I'm going to choose one more club to make sure I get it up the hill. Gets up there, no problem at all, almost too much club, but I'm factoring in playing up the hill. I'm using the club yardages to make a better choice. Adjusting for slopes, undulation, altitude difference, wind changes, they're all very important if you're going to take the right club and get it closer to the hole. So I've got a chip shot here, and there's a massive slope, as you can see by the grid, fast moving dots, and it's gone a bit red and orange there, so there's a big kind of tear across the green. I'm chipping back down the green now, down that hill. So when I'm chipping, I don't want to hit that ball anywhere near that slope. I need to factor in that when I've landed that ball, it's going to run out and then run a long way to the right. Aim myself much shorter up here, and I'm going to chip to this point. So I'm using that slope to try and get that ball closer to the hole. And you can see, even with me landing it shorter, it's still run a long way past. It might even run off the front of the green. So this is what I see a lot of golfers do when they're on the golf course, is they don't factor in how quick the ball might run on the green, especially when there's a slope involved. They end up back over the other side of the green and chipping again. See, now we've got a big uphill slope. I'm going to take a few extra clubs so it chips, so I hit the chip a lot lower and it runs up that slope. Better shot. And again, showing how the dots move on this grid to show you where the break of the putt might go. So I'm adjusting myself. So this is a really good thing that beginners can learn using a game like this, is that to aim on one side of the hole or the other, or even outside of the hole, to allow for that break. Again, so we look at this hole a bit like what I said earlier. Look at the hole, and there's one, it's blind, so you can't really see where you're landing the ball, and two, it's got a definite dog leg right to left. So, you know, this game, obviously you can start to shape the ball, play the shape to suit the hole, and that's going to really help hit more fairways. Add in that timing, and you can start to really get a lot more out of your golf. So again, playing this shot, I'm downhill, and it's saying that it's going to be flying 5 yards further because of the slope. So this is something, again, playing an altitude change, so I'm playing from above the hole down the hill. I've got to factor in that the ball might fly out a little bit further, so I'm going to adjust my club selection based on that. Take 1 or 2 clubs less. Got wind, downwind as well, so there's wind helping, so I'm definitely going to take 2 clubs less. And I'm going to hit my shot. Again, so factoring in different conditions. Got wind helping off the right here, but also really blowing down as well. So where that club is selecting me so far is front of the green, and then it's going to blow it a bit further. So I'm going to leave it where it is, aim it a little bit to the right, and then hit my shot. You see that wind blowing, it's carried a lot further than it initially was going to say it was going to go. And then because it's downwind, that ball releases on the green that little bit more as well, so it doesn't stop quite so quickly. Again, seeing the putting surface where the break is, it really does help you visualize how the green slopes will alter where the ball rolls. Adjusting, trying to judge, all part of things that you're going to have to do when you play golf for real. Comes in left. Ooh, tap that one in. Hit a good drive, it's up the left, it's going to end up in the rough. So this is going to bring me to another point about when you're on the golf course, and something I see in a lot of golfers, even ones that aren't beginners. And that is that understanding that certain lies that you're in are going to affect the way the ball reacts when it lands. So I'm in the rough here, I've only got a wedge into the green, and I've actually got a bit of wind into, which is going to help me stop the ball. But I see it too often where players will be in the rough, they'll select the club that they would always select anyway from that yardage, whether it is in the rough or fairway, and then wonder why the ball doesn't stop when it lands on the green. They're not factoring in that the rough's going to take off a lot of spin. That means when it lands, it's not going to stop very quickly, and typically you're going to end up hitting it through the green or over the other side of the green. So you've got to factor in that ball's going to spin less, so you might have to land the ball short to allow it to run out. Yeah, I get on here. It's taking a bit more club because it's into wind and it's out of the rough. See how that ball just didn't spin at all and it almost rolled on quite a lot? That's the sort of thing that you see a lot of golfers not factor in. Ooh, can't hold a thing. Not doing very well. +1 through 6 holes is not my best. But I'm going to go with the excuse that I'm demonstrating some of the things that we can learn from this game. Honest. And so from up here, we're playing downhill. There's a little bit of wind downhill, so we don't want to sort of get anywhere near that ditch up there. So I'm going to drop back 1 club to a hybrid. Just playing away from the danger. The ball's going to release once it lands. So you see, if I hit a 3-wood or even a driver there, I would have probably knocked it in the ditch up ahead there. So playing it 1 shot back, I'm not actually losing out at all. I'm just keeping it in the fairway. Hitting a wedge, but it's downwind, so the ball's probably going to release a little bit. So you don't always want to land the ball pin high. You sometimes need to land that ball shorter to allow for the conditions you're playing from. So if you are going to hit the ball and land it pin high, you've got to be pretty confident that it's going to stop on its spot, not land and then release. Let's see if we judge this one well. Nope, so you see I've landed it too far and then it's bounced on and then it's checked. So not getting my landing spot quite correct. And got a bit of brake left to right, trying to judge that brake by moving my aim and then hitting the putt. And I've not aimed far enough left. So many things in this game that you can learn from. So many. I know it's not you swinging the golf club, but it is in terms of course management and understanding the way that the ball can react differently around the golf course depending on where you're hitting from and what you're hitting. Massively is going to help you next time you're on the golf course. So I'm going to go a little bit risk and reward. It's downhill and it's downwind slightly, but it's mostly off the left. So I'm going to aim it up in the trees. I'm going to leave it on the 3-wood and I'm going to trust that wind's going to just help me carry it out a little bit further. See if we can carry that rough and get it in the fairway. Yeah, just about. Again, that's course management, that's risk and reward, factoring in what the conditions might do to help you, because they don't always hinder. Sometimes you can use them to help. Again, this wind off the left, I could try and draw it against the wind, but I'm just going to let myself use the wind, aim it left side and let the wind hit it. Don't underhit it, guys. Making a hash of this hole. Again, choosing that chip shot, make sure I don't land it too close to the pin, so allow for the run out, allow for the break as well, and we're good. Making the putt. Right guys, going to play one more hole. Driver, use that wind, draw it back in, timing it well as well. Again, I could fade it against that wind, but why make the shot harder when I can just use the wind to draw the ball into that pin? Have I judged it? Yes, I have. And look at that, no break on that, straight at the hole. Let's hit it all day. So what do you think, guys? Do you think a video game could help you play some better golf? I do honestly believe a game like this is going to be really beneficial to anyone that plays golf, not just beginners. You're going to learn so much more about course management, so much more about club selection, the effects that the ball can have when being hit out a rough or in the wind or uphill or downhill, how you can use slope on the greens to feed the ball close to the hole. Really going to give you some good ideas about how to get around a golf course in a lower score. Let me know down below in the comments whether you found this video useful. Hopefully you found it interesting, and most importantly, I hope you found it a bit of fun. I'll put a link down in the description for the game itself for a bit more information if you are interested in it. Enjoy your golf, guys, virtual or real, and stay safe, and I'll see you next time.